This is News 6 Tonight.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to News 6 Tonight. We hope that you have made this a habit, as we have, because this is our jobs. We hope that you've made it a habit every night at 9 o'clock to make this your streaming destination to catch up on all the news that's important to us locally and sometimes beyond. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
Yeah, glad you're with us tonight. I am Matt Austin. I call myself Ginger Gadsden's arm candy, and that's what I'm going to be tonight.
That's
Ginger,
one of us.
Have you ever received a strongly worded letter?
Like from HR?
Well,
No.
no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You always worry. You worry about those letters that are coming. You can tell they're worded in a way that's like, "Hey, you better shape up.
They get your
or You're
attention.
going to be shipping out." Well. There was a letter that Orange County received, the county in which we reside, strongly worded letter demanding that the county agree to start transporting ICE detainees to detention centers such as Alligator, Alcatraz. There's supposed to be another one that goes up north, but right now that is the detention center. So there was an addendum earlier this year required Orange County to transport these detainees. They voted on it, county commission, the mayor, and they said, you know what? We're not doing it. We're not going to pay to have our people use our gas and drive people
to Alligator,
down
Alcatraz,
to Miami, and they thought that they shouldn't have to. Well, they received that letter from the Attorney General,
strongly worded,
James Uthmeyer, who said, guess what? You're going to do it, and if you don't, you're going to face some penalties. Our community correspondent, Mike Valenti, breaks down the situation for us tonight.
To understand the addendum, we have to first address the existing agreement. It's called 287G, and you might have heard of it because Florida mandates that local jails and law enforcement agencies enter into these with ICE. Orange County Corrections allows ICE into the jail to pick up undocumented immigrants on detainers. But the addendum that ICE wants Orange County to sign would see county corrections officers transporting undocumented immigrants to ICE-approved facilities.
So the mayor and county commissioners, they are going to talk about this. It's on the agenda for August 5th. And with these heavy-handed threats of maybe criminal prosecution, civil issues, or removing them
it's a
from
big deal.
office.
It's a big deal. And some are saying that if they do not agree, Orange County Mayor Jerry Deming says he's not going to sign off on the addendum. And some are saying, well, then you're effectively making this a sanctuary city. And a lot of people are upset by that.
Which is a big buzzword.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens. But August 5th, that's another interesting date because I think that's when auditors will also be in town looking at the books for Orange County.
Yes.
Based on another strongly worded letter.
That they just received.
That we found out about
CFO's
yesterday.
office.
Yeah, so a lot's going to be happening in the month of August. You know, you kind of get that summer. What do you call it when the kids don't retain stuff from
the summer
previous
slog or
summer slump? I don't know, but we're not getting there. We're not getting that here in Orlando. Things have really, really been active, and today with that strongly worded letter,
brain drain. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they call it a summer slump too.
Yeah,
where the kids
that's
want.
right.
That was one of the reasons they want year-round school, but I digress.
This is true. But so basically the two sides are Orange County is saying, we can't afford this. We shouldn't have to pay for this. And right now, ICE is paying to transport people because it's happening right now. ICE is paying for those transportation costs. According to the state, they're saying, look, other counties, they're paying to transport them. I believe Marion is one of the big counties where they are even taking people from other counties and then transporting them all the way down.
And I'm not trying to connect dots that aren't necessarily connected, but in my mind, it also feels like this audit might also be saying, hey, you're wasting money here, and you say you don't have money here, but you do have money for this transport because this is a waste of time what you're doing over here. I don't know that.
But I don't think it's a stretch. I don't think what you're saying, the way you just connected the dots there, especially with the same date in mind.
Sure. We're going to help you find the money.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you don't have the money to transport
Look what
these
we
prisoners?
found when we looked at your books.
You have this.
So August is going to be a very interesting month and hot for more reasons than one. We'll keep a close eye on that. Another story that has to do with Alligator, Alcatraz. Our Emily McLeod, community correspondent, has done a really nice job keeping in touch with a local immigration attorney who had a client she could not find who was taken by ICE to Alligator, Alcatraz. And she said she had no way of getting in touch with this person who is a DACA recipient, by the way, and here legally. So that person had some problems with a suspended license, took care of it, but was still taken to Alligator, Alcatraz, and the attorney could not get in touch with her client. Emily found that attorney again today, who has since been able to talk to her client, went over some conditions at Alligator, Alcatraz, but listen to a little bit of Emily's report.
Central Florida immigration attorney Josephine Arroyo is now able to visit with her client after he was transferred from Alligator, Alcatraz to Glades County Jail.
You aren't even aware of the process of how they selected the detainees. They did move over to Glades County.
Yeah, I have no idea. I did ask our client, though, if there was any other DACA recipients, and he said he was unaware, but that he was transported with other individuals who were here legally.
Yeah, so Emily did a follow-up, and the attorney has been able to speak with her client, who's at the Glades County Jail right now, but still incarcerated. And they're just trying to figure out how many other people are in that same position as her client. And it really is alarming when you have a client and you can't get in touch with them for a while. And it was a minute before she could get in touch with him. And it's great news that she has been able to speak to him, but things still have not been resolved.
Right. He was just transported to another facility.
Taken out of Alligator, Alcatraz, because the people who have been there say that the conditions are deplorable, and that's not where you want to be incarcerated. And it's not a pleasant place. I haven't been, so I can't confirm that independently.
Summer in Florida,
in the
there are
Everglades.
definitely complications down there between the mosquitoes and the heat. It was interesting, too. Another factor, I saw the Miami Herald did some good work. I love when reporters put in information requests that I didn't think about. And so they put in with the state of Florida. They said, what is your plan for a hurricane at Alligator, Alcatraz? And the state basically responded, we don't have a plan. So not sure what they're going to do with the thousands of detainees if, God forbid, hopefully it's not something that happens, but
hoping we don't have a hurricane is not a plan.
That would, the amount of manpower and the amount of beds and transportation, you would think there'd be some sort of plan. Hopefully they come up with one at some point.
It's going to take a while to evacuate everyone who is there if something should happen, God forbid.
For sure. Well, few stories make me nauseous anymore. I don't know. I think we get kind of calloused and thick-skinned.
Not too much, though. Not too much. This is one that will turn your stomach. You could be grizzled as you want, but this will turn your stomach.
Yeah. So last week, this guy, Stephan Stearns, took a plea. He admitted. Well, he didn't really admit. I can't say that.
He pled no contest to the murder of a 13-year-old.
The murder of Madeline Soto. He pled guilty to some of the sexual assault charges. I mean, you just think about the horror that this little girl was going through, and it just breaks your heart, and it's disgusting. Well, our Mike DeForce has been on top of this story from the very beginning, since this happened, since she disappeared, and before we even knew she was murdered. He's been on this case. And he just got some jailhouse phone calls that might give us a little glimpse into this guy, Stephan Stearns, and why he took the plea deal to avoid the death penalty. Here he is talking to his parents from jail.
She had gone to be with me earlier in the night, but I left her alone for quite a while.
Oh, she was upstairs. Okay.
Yeah, I left her alone there.
Oh, okay.
I had gone downstairs for a while, and by the time I realized anything was wrong, it was just far too late. She'd been gone for a while. Just seeing her pale face and blue lips and how ice cold she was, and it's crazy.
Stearns and his parents were so convinced he could face the death penalty, they discussed what his final meal on death row might be.
It is sickening when you hear him say she had gone to be with me earlier in the night. We're talking about a 13-year-old, 13,
sleeping in the bed with a guy who's kind of on again, off again boyfriend with your mother. And keep in mind, as you hear him saying this, which I hate here, and I hope this is the last time we hear this guy's voice ever, and we can put him out of our minds.
Our collective memories.
But as he says this, like, oh, yeah, I left her there, and then I came back, and she was dead.
Very
she
casual.
was strangled.
Yeah.
Okay, the little girl was murdered. He was the person there. He is now the one doing the time for that murder. So the way and it goes all the way back to when he was sentenced. And he gave that disgusting speech.
I was in the courtroom when he was speaking, and he said that. And like I said, I was sitting in the back of the courtroom and just watching. There were a huge police presence, the officers who were searching for Maddie. There were a lot of them in the courtroom. And what it took for them to not lunge at him when he said, I miss her every day, and if I could change places with her.
It
was sickening. It was
you
sickening to hear that.
no contest to murder. I don't understand. So
Yeah.
anyway, that is it was chilling. So we thought we would bring it to you. It's not necessarily the news that we want to give, but I think it gives a lot of.
It has a little more perspective, and it kind of makes sense
story.
as to why he would take the plea deal that he took.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to lighten things up because we live in the place that has the happiest place in the world. But would you imagine that we would need to advertise for people to actually come here?
We got to talk the people into it. We got to beg these tourists to come, right?
Yeah, and how much money that's costing us here in Orlando. We're going to talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to News 6 Tonight, everyone. We hope you're having a fantastic night so far.
Yeah,
we're just
Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Right?
It's been a long day
It
today.
feels like Thursday.
Of next week. We're catching you up on the stories in case you missed it today. One of the stories that really caught our eye was reported on by our community correspondent, Stephanie Rodriguez. Visit Orlando is facing an audit. We're seeing quite a few audits here in Central Florida.
A lot of auditing going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have wanted this one to happen.
This
for a
one,
while.
because they're TDT, there's a tourist, what does that stand for again? I can't
Tourist
remember.
Development
Tax. That money is pulled and used for things like Visit Orlando, so they can advertise for you to come to Central Florida, which has all the theme parks your little heart could desire.
I know, we can barely get anybody to come here.
I know, it's so hard. But take a listen to Stephanie Rodriguez's report about why this audit is happening.
I'm Stephanie Rodriguez reporting in Orange County. Today, the Orange County Comptroller's Office released this audit of Visit Orlando. It focuses on the tourist development tax, which is a 6% tax that the county collects when people stay in hotels or short-term rentals here in the county. And of the revenue they make from that tax, they give $105 million of it a year to Visit Orlando. So this audit is to see how and where that money is being spent. Through the 2019 Tourism Promotion Act, the county committed to giving 30% of its tourist development taxes to Visit Orlando.
Orange County gets more tourist development taxes than anybody else in the state of Florida. And so Visit Orlando is going to receive about $100 million a year.
$100 million. She said $105 million. It's a lot of money to advertise to come to Orlando. Just for some perspective here, we had 75.3 million people visit Orlando last year alone. It was record-breaking.
Is it thanks to Visit Orlando?
It's not. I can't say for sure.
Nobody can really pinpoint how much.
But 68.8 million were domestic visitors, but 6.5 million were international visitors. So I don't know if they're advertising to people from the UK or Canada or other places.
I would hope in that $100 million. I do believe they advertise to people overseas.
Yeah, they would have to.
They claim that they advertise small businesses and large, and they do claim to make a big impact. I feel like when you're a theme park, like a Disney or a Universal, I'm not sure you really need.
It sells itself.
Any extra.
It pretty much sells itself.
They have plenty of advertisements and big advertising budgets.
And people come here anyway, and it's not cheap. Visitors spent $93 billion in total, and it had an economic impact of $93 billion. That was also a number I found for 2024.
So Visit Orlando would say, hey, we're basically giving you that money back.
I don't know. We had this conversation before. Why can't it be used for things that really need it, like teacher pay? That's the number one thing.
Well, because of lobbyists. We all know lobbyists are the ones who. So can we talk about some of the things that the audit found? These are my favorites.
I know you were.
3 luncheons cost $860,000. We have a $12,000 car allowance for the CEO. Yep. Okay.
That's not bad.
$6,000 for an employee to attend a trade show that, by the way, they didn't go to. They got $3,000 of that back. And looking at some of the past articles from the past few years, there was a big hubbub about the past CEO. They got rid of them, hired a new CEO. Did you look up how much the Visit Orlando CEO makes?
I didn't, but you know what? I did not have time, but I can't. Let me see if I can throw a number out there.
You can guess it.
Okay, I'm gonna go with $10 million.
Oh gosh.
I really shot it.
Now, who paid you to say that? Visit Orlando? No, over $600,000 a year the Visit Orlando CEO makes. So, and there are a lot of other very high-paying 6-figure jobs. Yeah. And look, I'm not saying that they're not earning their money. We don't really know the full impact of what Visit Orlando does. Yeah. So
we're about to find out.
There was already an audit of some things. Very interesting stuff.
I know you. This is one that really sticks in your craw, and you are really interested to see the outcome of it. We all are.
Just government spending in general, I think we all should pay more attention to. Yeah. And it's so easy to just toss a bunch of papers at you, and you're just like, okay, fine, just spend whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important to keep track of, and I think that's
accountability.
our job. Yeah.
Accountability.
The other thing we've been keeping track of is the extremely hot weather. I know you keep your house really cool. I'd set mine at 73, and my air conditioner is barely clinging to 78, 79. It can't get
It's on the struggle bus.
To where I'm like, hey, I told you to go to 73. Why is it so hot in this house? It can't keep up because
it's so hot outside.
Record temperatures, and AC people, they are feeling the burn right now.
Were you going to say feeling the heat?
I don't know. Yeah. All of these different things popped into my head.
I mean, they are some of the busiest people right now. I remember just being out for a short time over the weekend, and almost down every street there was an AC repair truck.
Yeah.
And we did a story or ran a story earlier today, and someone interviewed an HVAC guy, and while she's talking to him, his phone is ringing. Mm-hmm. And it's another customer who needs help. So, and it's nothing that we're making fun of. This heat can be deadly. We're going to bring in meteorologist Jonathan Kegas now to talk about the record-breaking heat. And Jonathan, it is really heat like we have not seen here in Central Florida in quite some time. You can't cool off at night when it is still in the 90s and the sun has been down for a while. Yeah. That's incredible.
It's gross.
And has your AC shut off like overnight? Like
No, it keeps running overnight. I had to myself suck out the drain lines because my wife's like, it's not
What's
working,
happening?
dude. Like, get out there and fix this before we all die in here.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want.
No, for sure. And that's the thing. And that's what makes this kind of heat wave, if you will, so extreme. It's not blowing things out of proportion. I mean, again, there are subtle signs, well, maybe not so subtle signs, to really showcase how much different it is in a Central Florida. I mean, even on our hotter Central Florida days, your AC shuts off at night for a little bit of time anyway, even if you keep it on the colder setting. Not this case. We did set records today in Leesburg, guys. Didn't hit 100, but we hit 99. That would have been the third consecutive day in Leesburg. So didn't get that one. We set a new record in Daytona Beach, and we did hit 100 in Sanford, officially setting a new record. I want to show you something cool here. This popped up in Central Florida over the last hour.
What am I looking at?
I know, and there's a lot of messages coming in on the help desk. We're getting a lot of emails right now. I am finishing up a brand spanking new web article that's going to go out. What we're looking at here, 2 optical phenomenons in one. This is a pretty rare thing. So the first thing, this is called pileus iridescens. Yeah. Okay, so that's what's going on here.
Common spelling.
Greek philosopher over here.
So Matt, Matt and Ginger, you guys go to the mountains, right? Maybe out west.
Yeah.
Every now and then, like especially in Seattle on like Mount Rainier, you get those kind of like clouds to form over the mountains or over the Rockies. Similar setup here. We have what we call the pileus cloud. When you get these rapidly rising columns of air, these thunderstorms developing, it forces up some humid air right above it and kind of carves out a very thin cloud. It's almost like just forcing it up, and you get the cloud to condense right on top of the thunderstorm for a short time. But at the same time, you have this iridescence going on where you have the sunlight diffracting around these water molecules that are about the same size in this cloud, because we had this very nice and kind of molded cloud from this thunderstorm that's above it, and the light is diffracted, and it makes this beautiful color that resembles a rainbow right here.
So
both of those together are pretty uncommon. Both of them together is pretty rare. And guess what? I'm probably running over my time, but we're going to talk more about this at 9:30. This is just so cool. It happens when, you guessed it, it's really hot and humid, and you get really rapidly rising columns of air, also known as thunderstorm clouds, to happen, and the sun needs to be low on the horizon, which it was evening. We set records today. Oh, yeah, and we have our big bad thunderstorms coming back. So there you go.
Man,
Sorry,
that
guys.
is gorgeous and such a cool explanation. I'm so glad you did
It's so
this
cool.
on this show, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Kagas.
We always learn something
My
from
man.
this guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
we appreciate you,
Thanks,
sir.
Jonathan.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We had a fun, man, if you see bags under our eyes, it's because we had such a fun morning with the monsters in the morning. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. If we're a little loopy tonight, that's because we started our day earlier than normal. I woke up before 6 this morning. Oh, look at this. And this is why.
Florida moonburn.
Okay, learned about News 6 Tonight from Monsters, had to check it out. Thank you so much. It was if you're the only one who heard that this morning,
that was worth it still.
It was worth it. So thank you. We were on Monsters in the Morning this morning on Real Radio talking about this show and some other things going on here at News 6. It was the best time. Russ and his team are incredible.
I know. He kept saying, "Hey, will you just stay for one more segment?" I'm like, "Dude,
an hour and some change
later.
later.
Here for 5 hours. You guys are so much fun to talk to." Here's a little piece of our Monsters in the Morning this morning.
It's called News 6 Tonight.
Okay.
And it's at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And if you didn't get a chance to catch up on the day's news, that's where you're going to find it. We have all the headlines, but we also get a chance to break it down a little more. It's not just, okay, a hit and run. If we have some body cam that needs a little more explanation,
right,
we're going to do it for you.
Ginger and I come from way different backgrounds. And that's one of the things I think that makes our chemistry. We're totally different human beings from totally different places. We disagree on a lot of things, but like the humanity in us is very similar. You know,
good answer.
Yeah, and the humanity of the Monsters was so kind to have us on so we could talk about this show. Thank you if you're joining us from the Monsters. What a great group they have.
They go, come back anytime and like, hey, don't say it if you don't mean it. And they mean it. They mean it. They're a lovely bunch. But it was nice to get a chance to talk about this because it's something new for us. And it's like our baby. And we want people to say that our baby's kind of cute.
We do.
Because we put our heart and soul into it.
We've been planning this show for a long time. We're very excited about it, and we're very excited that you would join us. We also have another show, more normal news show, if you're into that sort of thing.
Traditional news, so to speak.
10 p.m. right here on Click Orlando and YouTube. Oh, we also got Sue. Good evening to you.
Hi,
She's
Sue.
finally watching.
Thank you.
What a different but great news show she's ever seen. We have a new watcher.
My goodness.
Oh, you just made my night, Sue.
You really did. But
sweet people.
Keep it tuned. We'll see you at 10.